News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. There's your closing bell for this Friday on Wall Street, where a big tech rebound held stocks off their session lows, but still ended in the red. We bring you the closing numbers each day here at Bloomberg, and they're all shifting right now back to the green. The S&P 500 is now up 4 points. NASDAQ up 92 points. The Dow up 31 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.24%, and the 2-year yield at 3.94%. The Biden administration secretly allowed Chevron to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to the Venezuelan government, despite a license that prohibited those payments. The initial sanctions waiver granted Chevron permission to conduct limited operations in Venezuela, but an undisclosed supplement permitted Chevron to make certain payments essential to business operations. Critics say those payments supported the Maduro regime. StubHub is filing for an IPO, seeking a New York Stock Exchange listing as Stub. The lead underwriters are J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr says his commission is prepared to block mergers and acquisition proposals from companies that promote what he calls invidious DEI policies. He mentioned several companies, including Paramount, Verizon, and T-Mobile, that may be affected by this move, which could threaten billions of dollars worth of deals in the communications sector. The FCC is also investigating Chinese companies, including Huawei Technologies and ZTE, and is considering a company's hiring practices, supplier diversity efforts, and programming choices when evaluating its business. About 500 staffers at the Securities and Exchange Commission have agreed to leave the agency in response to its $50,000 buyout and deferred resignation offers. The departures will affect the divisions of enforcement, exams, and the Office of General Counsel, and may also impact the agency's ability to handle a financial crisis. The SEC also plans to eliminate leases for its Los Angeles and Philadelphia offices and may cut the Chicago office's lease as part of its cost-cutting measures. Boeing shares are higher after word it beat out Lockheed for the next-gen fighter jet contract. President Trump made the announcement from the Oval Office.
The F-47 will be the most advanced, most capable, most lethal aircraft ever built. An experimental version of the plane has secretly been flying for almost 5 years, and we're confident that it massively overpowers the capabilities of any other nation.
The new fighter jet is expected to enter service in the 2030s, and the Air Force plans to spend up to $20 billion on research and development through 2029. The Trump administration is denying a New York Times report that says Elon Musk visited the Pentagon today to receive a briefing on the military's plans for a potential war with China. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth at the White House with the president said Musk was invited to the Pentagon to discuss costs.
There was no war plans. There was no Chinese war plans. There was no secret plans. That's not what we were doing at the Pentagon.
He says Musk was at the Pentagon to talk about DOGE, efficiencies, and innovations. Shares of Tesla now about 4% higher. The company's shares have plummeted more than 50% in 3 months. Elon Musk held an all-hands meeting to encourage employees to, quote, hang on to your stock, as he spoke to the backlash that Tesla is facing.
If you read the news, it feels like, Armageddon. I can't walk past the TV without seeing a Tesla on fire. Some people, it's like, listen, I understand if you don't want to buy our product, but you don't have to burn it down. That's a bit unreasonable.
Musk repeated his claim that Teslas will soon be capable of driving autonomously with a software update. Planes are once again landing at London's Heathrow Airport after a fire at an electrical substation caused a massive power outage and shut down Europe's busiest air travel hub. Heathrow had canceled all flights for the day, but was able to resume some of them after electricity was restored. So for today, the airport is really focusing on repatriating displaced passengers and relocating aircraft. They expect to run a full operation tomorrow. The financial fallout from the day-long disruption is expected to reach between $80 million and $100 million. Macro Associates CEO Nouriel Roubini has a pitch for the United States, Mexico, and Canada to form an economic union, a single market for full free trade in a wide range of goods and services.
Forming a full economic union that would imply free trade not only in goods, but also in services, in the movement of capital, labor, data, technology, and information.
Macro Associate CEO Nouriel Roubini says with tariff-related tensions so high, the U.S. can move toward more trade restrictions or go the other way and form a full economic union. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris, and this is Bloomberg.